Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Georgia Street Fighter 5 Scene Podcast Community Podcast Discussion Group. I'm your moderator for this event, ShadowAce, and of course, I always want to first thank SirRetro for agreeing to host this discussion as usual. Um, the reason I the reason I have assembled you all here this evening is to get your views and opinions on the Street Fighter 5 Georgia scene and just Street Fighter 5 in general. The game has been out for like what about 7 years
Um,
by now,
6
and
years at this
that's
point, right?
quite a long time before the next installment drops for Street Fighter 6. And I know everyone has their own different views and opinions towards the game and the community in general. So this is just an opportunity to express yourself in a constructive manner, speak your piece, tell the world how you feel about it, and but let's start off first by introducing our panel for this evening. Um, I'll go ahead and start off first. I am Shadow Ace. I am a player and commentator, and I guess now a podcast guy now. Here for the Georgia scene and just numerous events in general. Man, you guys may have caught me in several other streams commentating their events and things of that nature. If not, you may be missing out. But yeah, this is me. Next up, we got Sir Retro. Sir Retro, talk to the good people out there.
Howdy, everyone. How's it going? I'm SirRetro. I am CEO of Middle Georgia area, and I've specifically for Reboot and Spy Got Nerves. More of a, I'm kind of in the game now. More a little veteran, get my intermediate now. Been a tournament organizer for at least 5 years for the FTC Georgia FTC, and of course been competing for I was for double that time frame. But of course, definitely I play Smash for those who don't know as well. But I gravitate towards the FGC side for Street Fighter mainly and a few other games. And yeah, I've been just very busy. And thank you for having me on here on ShadowAce. And of course, I'm the producer, editing of the podcast. So yeah.
All right, and also we got two guests today that will be joining us here all the way from good old state of Bama, but I think one of them they don't live in Bama no more, yo. Is that correct? 4H Tim? They moved?
Sort of, kind of, yeah.
Sorta, kinda?
Yeah.
Okay. 4H Tim, talk to the good people, yo. Introduce yourself.
Hello, everybody. It's your boy, 4H Tim, Magnegro son, aka the other Brady player from Alabama, and the Southeast Mayhem champion, first
Oh
place in Street
wow.
Fighter 5.
Okay.
So, I got the plaque right beside me, looking real nice.
Just flexing,
Thanks,
huh?
Georgia.
Uh-huh.
Thanks, Georgia, for not showing up. I really appreciate it.
Uh-oh.
So,
Uh-oh.
yeah.
That's what's up. You make sure to give it a good shine every now and then when you
Yeah,
wake
man,
up.
it's
See
real
your
nice, man. I want
see
to
your
shout out
reflection in it.
to the Southeast Mayhem crew. You know what I'm saying? They did everything right. At the tournament. You know what I'm saying? And this gave me this nice shiny medal and plaque, and I'm gonna
Okay.
cherish this moment. So yeah.
It was it heavy? It look like it's
Oh,
heavy.
yeah,
Is
it's
it
pretty. Hey, it got some weight on it. You
pretty
know what I'm
heavy?
saying?
That's
Yeah,
okay. They put some minerals and materials into that. That's how you know
yeah.
it's official. It ain't no plaque that you just go to a Family Dollar to pick up for like $2 and they just slide a
Hey,
certificate
they
in.
threw some money.
That's
They threw
official.
some money in it. You know what I'm saying? I was just there to
Okay.
take it. So
All right. There it is. All right. And then also on the podcast, joining us today is Magnegro. Magnegro. Yo, talk to the good people, yo.
It's your boy Magnegro, aka Mags, aka Boombox Hero, aka the Birdie player, aka that one guy in the clip. But yeah, I mean, glad to be here. You know, I've been in the community, I guess, long enough at this point. I feel like I guess I'm an OG at this point. I mean, even though I guess 09ers are OGs at this point, right? You might as
That's right.
well, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, so
Yeah, I can agree.
been around since then.
So
that's what's up, man. Everybody in here have some seasoned experience, with as far as like dealing with tournaments and the community scene in general. So yeah, I feel like we're gonna have a good time here with this solid discussion. So once again, thank you all for joining us today on episode number 4. This is the 4th episode of the series. You know what I'm saying? Magnegro, 4H Tim. You know what I'm saying? SirRetro in a mix. Um, Southeast Mayhem, was in Trifton, Georgia. That was like the biggest Georgia tournament in years. I mean, at this point, I feel like final round is a relic, right? Is that safe
yeah,
to say? Is that
yeah.
okay? Okay.
Yeah,
All right. That,
they're too
that's a
busy.
that's a
They're too
reminder.
busy streaming NBA 2K. So yeah, at this point, I think they're pretty much gone.
That's it. That's it, bro. Dang, man. But it is what it is, man. Pass the torch on, I guess, to this new group of fine folks out in Trifton because they did the damn thing, man, with that event. I saw the production, I saw the stream, I saw the layout of the venue. I said, God dang, that's final round vibes free. They had a big cage for like the main for the tournament matches and stuff like that. So they went all out, man. Um and it had like what, like 180 plus people, like probably more than that. Like
Yeah,
different,
that sounds about right. Yeah.
yeah, it had multiple games, large venue. But I'm gonna be honest, y'all, and I might get heat for this. I didn't even know there was a Trifton in Georgia, yeah. I'm sorry.
Never heard of it.
I never
Can't
heard
say
of
that I
Trifton,
have.
Georgia, bro. Like this man Tim done journeyed into uncharted waters. You know what I'm saying? And went out there and did his
I
thing, man.
may have seen a couple of Confederate signs,
Oh
but
shit.
I'm kind of familiar with with Tifton. So yeah,
Okay.
it's like by
Okay.
Albany.
Yes.
So
So that's a good. Yeah, that's about a good 2 to 3 2 hour drives outside Atlanta, just like
yeah,
the metro area. Okay. All right. Yeah. So yeah.
it's
Speaking of that
about
traveling, man.
7 from Tennessee.
7 from Tennessee.
Yeah,
Yo.
You drove 7 hours for that tournament.
Yo.
no, I did not.
Oh,
Nah.
okay.
I
Shouts
I
think
to
you
was
saying
worried
2
for a second. I was about
Okay,
to
I was
say,
about to
like,
say what? Like where you
shout
stop
outs
at,
to
Tim?
remote work, but yeah, I didn't drive
Okay.
7 hours.
Nah. But speaking of
One
traveling,
person was going to drive, but they were driving from like Huntsville,
mm,
Alabama. But I think that's like 5 hours for him, but she didn't show up.
so
So
yeah. And then Tim was like, "Yeah, let me go ahead and clock in and do this work real quick."
you know
And
what's funny?
mm,
I was checking Smash GG. I was like, is anyone gonna show up for Street Fighter? Am I about to waste my time? And like I'm checking it every day until like the last day or whatever before it started. It was like they started getting more signups. But I was like, bro, where's the rest of Georgia? I was like, y'all telling me I wasn't gonna show up?
see what had happened was, yeah, that's the classic that never changes. The Georgia don't travel meme. Even within our own state, yeah, that happens, man.
Georgia, Georgia
Yo,
being Georgia.
Georgia being look, Tim, you went out there, you made a statement, you got this big shiny plaque. This I looked at it, I was like, yo, wait a minute, wait, you got that for first? I said, hold on, bro. They wilding out there. But
You know what's crazy? Is Monster Kakara, aka Mark, came into my stream one day. He was like, "You're never gonna win another tournament in Georgia."
okay, that's what I like to hear right there. Because in my mind, if I was from Georgia and I saw 4H Tim came over, I don't care what part of Georgia. If I was from Georgia and I saw 4H Tim came over and won a tournament, I'd be like, look, that's never happening again. Never. I wouldn't even let it happen the first time, but I get it.
mm,
I get
Dang,
it.
he said
really? It's
Tim
like
is
that?
never going to win, bro.
Dang,
Yeah.
man, it's like that.
Look, hey, you the homeboy, Tim. I'm just saying, if it's a rival state, you get what I'm saying, right?
Oh
Like,
yeah, I mean, I get that. Yeah, okay. My bad.
yeah.
I almost took offense
No,
to
it
that.
ain't nothing. It's nothing personal against you. I'm just saying you from the other state.
God, I'm sorry. But yeah, he said all that, and I was like, okay. Like I didn't really care. I was like, all right, it'd be fun if I do come back and win another one. But yeah, but funny enough, Knowledge and Alex came. Pretty competent players. From Atlanta came to Bama yesterday, and they said they were getting top 3.
Oh, that's what they said.
That's what they said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, hey Greg, what happened?
What happened was.
Hey, look, I didn't see top 3. You know what I'm saying? I saw 5th place and a 4th place, but you know.
I was in top 3, and I was looking real Georgia-less. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, Tim had to get him up out of there, man. I said no. I said no, not like this, man.
Well, man, I was only playing at 50%.
They was in there confident too. They was like, yeah, we
hey, they were. Hey, well, Alex came to me and said, "Hey, man, how do you stop this?" I was like, I told him how to stop whatever I did. I don't remember what I did. I just yeah. And
the most Tim answer possible.
Look, hey, Knowledge got rolled up. You know what I'm saying? And Alex got rolled up.
Well, I mean,
be like that.
It'd be like that, man. At least they came out, man.
Hey, that's what I like to see. I like to see them coming out. To Bama tournaments.
Yeah,
instead of us always going over there.
He's like, damn. That's how I had to do it. I started it. I think I've been to a couple of Bama events. I think I even went one that was like off the radar. Y'all remember that Made Cafe place? What was the name of that spot?
Oh god.
Yeah, I don't remember the.
Yeah, that was like I was a part of that. That was awful. I hated that venue.
I got like that.
I hated that venue so much. Oh my god.
Dude was like a comic book guy. He made his own comic book series or something.
That guy was weird.
But yeah, I remember going out to that, and it was weird because it was like only 2 other people showed up from Georgia, I think. And I just went out to that, like, just out of the blue. I was like, yo, let me just drive over there and see what that's about. And I don't even remember what season that was. That's how long it's been. But that's what's up, man. That's what's up. So as far as traveling, man, speaking of traveling, I haven't seen you guys in a while, man. I haven't seen you guys like since the pandemic began, which is kind of understandable here and there. But I think that now things are starting to. There's some light at the end of the tunnel. Might see your boy a little bit more often. So that's what's up. I felt like people in Georgia, like here, I think they will only show up if certain people showed up, and that's a bad signal too. That's definitely the case. I'm not the only one. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I understand and I don't understand at the same time. So it's weird. Like, oh, is this per player or is that player gonna be there? If they say yes, I'll go. But if they're not gonna be there, they're not gonna go. Huh?
Or it's the opposite, where they'd be like, "Oh, is this person going? Okay, yeah, I'm not going."
Yeah, no confidence, man. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
That's odd. That's odd. Hey, Tim he'll run the fade with anybody. It don't matter, bro.
Hey yo, I mean, I hate human beings, so like nowadays it takes me a minute for me to get out the house. But I was definitely dragged out to the tournament yesterday.
It was like, who had to convince you? It was Greg. Greg had to convince you to come through.
Yeah, Greg had to convince me. Then like everybody's like, "Come on, man, you gotta hang out with the boys." Blah blah blah. I'm like, oh my god.
See, this is the problem. This is the problem.
The moment I plugged in the moment I plugged in the stick and I played my first match, I was like, all right, I'm having fun now. So thanks, Greg, for making me come out yesterday.
Look, you win one tournament. South. What was it? South Mayhem or Southeast Mayhem?
Southeast Mayhem, first place.
Yeah,
winner.
Win
Street
one
Fighter
tournament,
5
now you like,
champion.
oh, I can't come out the house now, man. You guys gotta see me in majors now. You know, I'm like, bro,
Hey,
You
man.
got a
one
taste of
win.
Hollywood.
Yeah,
You got a taste of
Hollywood.
that Hollywood.
Come on, man. Look,
You
I
said
went
you
to
saw the
Red
top.
Bull.
They did a top 3 ceremony,
Yep.
and I guess and they took pictures and stuff like that. This man Tim was like, he was chilling, held that plaque up. He's like, okay, yeah, this me. I said, damn, look at Tim, man. 4H. The H stands for Hollywood now. I got you. I got you.
It
You
stands
know,
for
that's
whole.
been the joke for a while too. That the H was for Hollywood.
So yeah, in regards to like all of that, right? So this question, speaking of Southeast Mayhem. So Tim, you are the Southeast Mayhem champion for 2022. You know what I'm saying? You're a part of history now. Because when
The
they
first,
made this a normal series, they were like, you always have the title of being the first champ for it. So like 10 years from now, 20 years from now, if they have a Southeast Major 10 or a Southeast Major 20, if someone asks, yo, who won the first one for Street Fighter? Everybody can look in the history books and we can all say 4H Tim. Right? They can't take that away from
oh
you,
no, they
right?
definitely can. You know, I'm gonna hold that forever.
It
Be
is,
like
bro.
Georgia gonna be like, man, look, you never gonna win another one. It's like, I won the one that mattered. You know what I'm saying? The first one. You know,
That's the I still beat though.
yeah, that's the still I beat. You know?
You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. Say, yeah, if y'all wanted to stop Tim, y'all should have came through, right? Instead of doing
Right.
all that talking that saying he wasn't gonna win, well, show up to stop him. I'm not gonna call
Yep.
out anybody in particular, but y'all know who you are. You're probably listening right now. So, you know, you hold that.
You know.
Um, but how did it feel to compete offline again at such a huge venue? Like I like the steel cage setup.
So that wasn't my first offline event since I guess trying to come back. I've been saying
Okay.
that for like 6, 7, 8 months now. I went to Red Bull back in November, and that was a blast. Just being in that type of environment was cool. Except some people, at least at Red Bull, a lot of people just being standoffish, didn't want to like play sets. I'm like, you guys are fucking weird. Like you flew all the way out here to play Street Fighter, and you don't want to play sets. Like, all right, cool. But it felt good. And then going to Southeast Mayhem, like I just want to go check it out because it's like, you saw like couple were playing Marvel went like viral, and then it was like, oh, it was in Georgia. I was like, well, I'm gonna be here for like a minute, so let me come check it out. I go down, not many people are there, unfortunately, which is understandable, right? Either the word didn't get out as much, or there wasn't enough time for anyone to actually go and check it out. But I thought the venue they had was sick. They had gaming generations there to help out. I thought the cage setup was cool as well. They even had an area dedicated for like casuals. And then they had the arcade alley with like Marco bringing like his stuff out there, and yeah, it ran smooth. Like there wasn't much like of a hiccup. They probably was a little too ambitious, I think, doing everything. But yeah, it is what it
Because
is.
they wanted to make like a good first impression, so they wanted to make sure everything was on point.
Yeah.
So they was kind of like being a little extra active or like too much energy or something like that.
Yeah, and honestly, there's nothing wrong with that. To be honest, like they had data there, which you wasn't there, ShadowAce. Not your people, but they did their thing. They helped out. Everything ran smooth. My only complaint was they didn't have any headphone setups at the main stage, but they had them at the stations. So like I was cool with that. It was just like, come on, guys, you're almost there. Just at the main stations, I want you to have it at. But yeah, but no, they ran smooth. And then like they had like this sick barbecue truck outside.
What?
Oh my god, the
Okay.
barbecue was hitting. It was had like these brisket tacos. Whew. Man,
Okay.
it was really good. Yeah, but they did everything right. Like they did everything right. And so like when I talked to, I forgot her name, I'm a terrible person. But when I talked to the woman who helps run the event, I was like, yeah, I was like, my only two things I'll say is like, hey, the location of where the tournament is probably shouldn't be in Tifton. I was like, either Savannah or Atlanta would be great. I say Savannah just because like I think Savannah could be a pretty sick area to have a tournament at, and like River Street is pretty sick place to be at. Just if you try to look for like, something like nightlife or whatever, you know. But Atlanta, you can never go wrong. You can probably use the old fun around venue, you know.
Hey, yo. Tim.
No.
Yo.
You know.
I mean, if you keep the scale small enough, granted, I mean, I don't know, but you know, you could probably make that work. You know.
Yeah, you know. Look, I wasn't a shot. Like, look, I love fun around. I don't care what anyone says. I have fun at fun around. All right.
Well, all right. You have fun because you're around the homies, not necessarily because it's a particularly well-run event. But you with the homies, and you know it's gonna be a good time. You know.
Exactly. And then we had the classic legendary Tim Popoff, you know, from Final Round.
Oh my!
He
Look,
played
man.
when he played Ricky's Chun. And I remember that, and this man exploded. Like, yo, the whole
I've never seen him pop off like that.
Jesus Christ!
Damn, Tim. I was like, damn, Tim.
Look, I wasn't on Ricky. I wasn't on her. I was on the other Ricky Walker. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
You know, because he was just sitting there talking shit in my ear the whole time while I'm playing.
I mean, but what you said though didn't seem like it was directed at him. You know,
I know, because like I was just like, look. I heard that she went and cried, and I feel really bad about that. Like later on, I was like, dude, and, like it wasn't like on her. It was like, oh my god, if I could see Ricky Ortiz today, I would definitely give her a hug. Like, hey, that wasn't on you. This was on this big loudmouth motherfucker, pork chop. Like, I don't know. I'm a pretty respectful person. Like, I didn't like that wasn't anything directed towards her. That was towards pork chop. Because I guess we had like a little rivalry at that point. But you know, at this point, I've beat him enough times in a row to be like, all right, it's not really much of a rivalry here. But you know, it's just, yeah, it was just on him, not her.
Hey, I'm just saying. All I heard was, "I'm that motherfucking nigga."
Oh my fucking god!
That doesn't sound like it's directed to Poke Chop.
There was heat. I saw his aura, bro. I was like, yo, this man Tim has a sense. Like, who could stop him right now? And it was moments like that just made, you know what I'm saying, final round, you know, the shit. Especially, you know, including with the homies, yo. Of course, hanging out and seeing the homies is always good, but you know, moments like that, you know, it's just something that you just can't replace, man. So, and another thing on top of that, like for final round, I don't think there was ever an official statement saying that they were done, but they just never addressed it. So I feel that maybe is there maybe a glimmer of hope until they you know, do an official statement saying that, yo, we done. Is it
I wouldn't hold
optimism
my breath.
to just
I feel like yeah, I feel like Larry just kind of at some point, and you could just kind of. I mean, this is a vibe I got from just how he handled it. I think at some point he just kind of lost his passion for it, which is fine. I mean, people, you know, people get older, people grow in life or whatever. You're not always going to want to do the same stuff forever. But whether it was because his interest changed or just the way that people, or maybe the way he felt like he was treated, just made him even less interested in it. But yeah, at some point, you could tell, just even when he was running final round, you could tell that sometimes it wasn't like he was. I mean, maybe he was trying to always run the best event, but sometimes you didn't really feel like it. You know, it was just kind of like a almost like it felt like he was throwing it out of tradition. You know, just like, well, I've been doing it, so I might as well just keep doing it. But yeah, at some point that it hit that threshold where he's just like, yeah, I'm not doing it anymore right now. But I mean, he could come back, but I would be surprised, especially in the climate we are with tournaments now, where you know, everybody wants these big like festival like events. You know, you look at stuff like CEO, You know, they did the wrestling ring and had AEW and all that. You look at Combo Breaker, which is essentially a fighting game festival. You know, and you look at stuff like that. I don't think Larry's interested in trying to do anything like that. So
On that scale, on that
yeah,
scale. Because I think like yeah, for final round, I think it was just the tournaments. I don't think there was like any extra events added attached to it. I think it was just like, okay, here's the tournament. You know, people sign up, people come through, play, and they go home. There was no like real attractions. I would say that they featured. I think all of the matches that were like maybe money matches or some kind of high stake exhibitions were something that was done like in the venues, like in the rooms and stuff. It just wasn't featured by final round. So I get what you're saying as far as like going the extra step for attractions and stuff like that. But they did have vendors, that sold products
yeah,
and things. But I get what you're saying, like as far as like going beyond. But and I think they did have like a cabinet. I think they had some cabinets that were 24 hours. Is that?
yeah. They did,
Yeah, I think
if
they
I
did.
remember
Yeah.
right. They would have arcade machines out in the front of the main ballroom. So like, which was cool. You know, that was always like you. That's the kind of the thing about that old venue. You can say what you will about it. It had charm. You know what I'm saying? Like it. I don't know, man. It's weird because maybe this is because this was the very first major I ever went to, but like it's something about that venue, man. Like just walking into there, just like you're that close
Hyatt.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're right next to. There's an American Deli next to it. There's a Waffle House. You got Spawn Divots. Like I'm just like I said with the cabs like sitting out in front of the venue. Like I don't know, man. It's something about that just like I don't know. Like I remember I saw Denson posted a picture. Just I guess he was just like around the area and just went to the venue and I was like, damn, man. I remember all the
That's
good times
the
here.
nostalgia. That
Yeah.
that that hit extra hard, man. Because I was doing what bracket running and stuff like that. Like I was doing TO stuff, and Denson posted a picture of the exact spot where they had like the desk for TOs to go up there and get their brackets and stuff like that. I was like, damn, that's the exact area where we had to go get the brackets for tournaments and stuff. I was like, dang, man. And then it hit me, and I was like, damn, is final round gone, bro? Is it done? Is it over with, yo? I mean, nowadays it's what? It's NBA 2K 1 or 2?
2K and then I think they've made reaction vids to like what was this like Falcons games or Hawks games or something. I don't remember. I think I see something pop up on my feed from Larry every now and then, and it's usually about sports.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, dang man, it's a rough spot. But we'll come back to that. We'll come back to that. But so Greg, yo, question for you, man. So Magnegro, right?
Uh-huh.
So Twitch tried to get you for your name, bro. They tried to cause it, yo, you gotta come up off that name, man. They
Yeah.
did that. Did that name show up uncensored on the Capcom Cup streams, or it always had the Mag XXX?
Nah, so they've been letting that rock for years. Like as far as I can remember, I mean, like I don't think I got very much stream time on like CBT in like 2016 or 20 maybe like 2016 or 2017. I don't think I got much, but like yeah, like for the last 3 years, I've had this name with no issues. But for whatever reason, Twitch just decided and I don't even think it was like they were doing a search for like Negro and then I ended up just getting clipped in that because there's definitely other accounts that still had it that weren't, shut down. I'm like, something seems weird about this. I don't know if it got reported or whatever, but yeah, I got hit for whatever reason.
That was a odd scenario when you posted that. I was like, whoa, what? They try to
Yeah.
take this man identity or what? And then I think was it that same week you went? It was top. You got top 8 at Frosty Faustins, or was
Uh
it?
I think it was I couldn't remember if it was CPT. No. It was some tournament that had happened. I don't know if it was CEO or I had just come back from Southern. And then
I thought it was
yeah.
after sets.
Oh, it was right. Okay, yeah, it was right after that. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I got hit after that for whatever reason.
That's strange. That's odd too as well for that to be happening. I hope nobody, try and go after you or something. But
People dry
you
snitching.
know, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, what's wrong with the streets, man? Like, let that man live, man.
It was
But
Mandrake.
oh damn, damn.
Mandrake did it.
Well, Gray, no stranger to the danger, man. You used to playing, high stake, intense matches. Like, man, how do you keep your composure and like, what's your training regimen? Like, as far as being like playing in front of like that huge crowd for the top eight of Frosty Faustus, because I was looking at the crowd, you guys were in that ring scenario, that ring setting, and then you got the lights, you got the cameras all up in there too as well. Like, how do you play under that type of pressure?
Um, I mean, I guess I still kind of have nerves, but like, I guess I've gotten to the point where like I can just kind of play around it. Most of the time, I literally try and think about every match like it's just I'm playing ranked. I just try and treat it like that, where it's just like, okay, I'm only focused on what's happening right now, and I try not to overthink it. That's the main thing that I do. And it's sometimes I'm not 100% with it. Every now and then I have those moments where like I'll just forget about something just because I'm like trying to stay focused and like I'm just not 100% in it. But for the most part, yeah, I try to just treat it like I'm just playing at home. Like this is the same as just playing ranked. 2 out of 3, I just got to beat this person 2 games, or 3 out of 5, and just try and focus on that.
And then what advice would you give for people who try to like level up or improve their game to like even try to get close to that level that you were at? Because at that top eight, like for Frosty Faustin, I think that was the same one Chris T got fifth, right? Yeah, I think
Oh
he
no,
got
I
fifth.
was I think that was CEO. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, that was CEO. That was CEO. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he said he wasn't like playing like that, but he still had that legacy knowledge or whatnot. And I know everyone learns differently at different rates. And some people like they'll play less, but they can still be a threat if they pick the game back up. Or some people might have that rust coming back. But what advice would you have for people like looking to just get stronger and just level up in general?
Um, like one of the best things that I can say, and it's always like immensely helped me, was um, like just improving in general. I feel like one of the best things. Well, all right, I'll start this way. So first thing you got to do is you need to care. First of all, you need to care about your losses. Like I know it's hard to like really put accountability on yourself when you lose, but you really got to be like, all right, it's my fault. I need to figure out these answers. When you lose to stuff, instead of always just like readying back up to the next ranked match, if you run across something weird, just go into training mode. I mean, whatever. Yeah, I guess I'm talking about Street Fighter right now, but it happens in any fighting game. Go into training mode, try and put the same situation up, see what your options are, try and figure it out. If you unsure, if you can contact the person, like if it is somebody like try and hit them up, ask them for help, or like, hey, what could I do in this situation, you mind playing? Or like, hey, if you run across that one person that's frustrating you in rank but you keep losing to them, send them the battle lounge invite. Things like that are going to go a lot further in like improving you or helping you improve. But for sure, like one of the things that like helped me level up like back in the Street Fighter 4 days was just having somebody who was around my same skill level that I could, well, they were better than me for a long time, but uh like having that really pushed me because I don't know if you remember him. It's Rocky from Alabama. Rocky was the guy who pushed me to like really improve a lot, because me and him would play. Like I think in Street Fighter 4 we probably played, when I was going hard, I think we probably played like 3 or 4 times a week, like 3 4 hours a day, if not longer. And I would just lose, and I would be mad when I lose, but I would keep coming back. It was just like, all right, I'm gonna figure this out eventually. Like I'm the type of person who will just keep running into a wall and trying to figure it out that way. I mean, I've gotten a little bit better at it nowadays, where it's just like I don't do that as much. Where I'll try and figure out the answer versus trying to brute force it. But back then, I was just brute forcing it. Like I'm just gonna keep playing it, even if I keep losing. I'll figure it out eventually. But yeah, having somebody around your same skill level that can push you is probably one of the best things that you can find to like as a good resource to get better.
Yeah, you just put that time in. You mentioned 3 to 4 hours a day. That's the grind was real, and Rocky was
Yeah.
the one that helped you out on that. So that's what's up, man. That's what's up. And I know Rocky he plays Ken now. He recently resurfaced because I haven't seen him in forever, but I felt like he just like recently came back within the last few months and became still a monster with
He
the with the Ken.
yeah, he so I mean he's been working, he's a family man, has 3 kids. So I mean like he's
Oh, yeah,
been
3
doing
kids though?
that. Yeah.
Bro, where have I been at?
Yeah, he's been doing the family man thing and like, full-time job, but like he's always played like on and off. I think like at the beginning of Street Fighter 5, he was going pretty hard, but the issue with Rocky is, he doesn't really have the time to travel or anything, but I think he got hungry as of late. And he's been doing
Yeah.
work. He got, I want to say he got what, ninth place in I think he got ninth place in CPT Midwest 2. He got a couple. I think he either got top 8 a couple times in NLBC. So he's always fundamentally. So that's the thing about Rocky. Like he may not have all the game knowledge all the time, but what he lacks in that he's got the fundamentals, and that takes him far enough. I mean, you literally can't jump at him. He's got probably some of the best reactions I think out of most players. I think he's like probably the most consistent anti-airs. Um, solid ground game, but yeah, a super strong player. It's just people don't really know about him because he doesn't get out as much. But I think people are starting to see it now.
And that's what's up, man. You brought up Rocky, man. That made me go back to this. Like now I need to know a little bit more information, right? Like, tell me about the Alabama scene in general. Like, I remember Isaac running a tournament out of that card shop. It was either a card shop or a game shop, and I think that was like my first time in Bama, and I think that's where I met Rocky. He was the Ryu player back in back in Street Fighter 4, and you mentioned that you guys grinded heavily, and he was like pretty strong. I don't remember the results from that tournament. I think I actually could find it because I think it was on Smash GG, and I think Smash GG keeps a record of all your stuff. So I probably would have to look like under an old account to try to find that. But I remember Ralph the Geef. I
Yeah,
remember Thomas. Thomas played Ibuki. Cool dudes, man. Yeah, so yeah, Rocky plays Ken now in Street Fighter 4 though. And then there was a couple of us that went from Georgia down there. We actually took like a van to go down there. I think it was me, Joel, Iceman, and the Nut, and somebody else.
that sounds
Somebody
about
else.
right.
Yeah, because I think that's when they had that Street Fighter Cross Tekken tournament, and I entered that, but I can't remember how I did. Probably won it though. You know what I'm saying? My law in Vega was kind of ridiculous, but you know what I'm saying. But that was one of the first times I traveled outside of the state, and I remember the old saying like GA don't travel. That was like one of the memes that was back in the group. Even when back in the Facebook group when we were everybody was much younger, that was like one of the things that was talked about. Oh, GA has such strong. Georgia has such strong players. They would watch this state. They would watch this region or that region just like that. But there was always that issue, that barrier that GA doesn't travel. Like GA wouldn't go to Cali. GA wouldn't go to New York, stuff like that, and which was true. But hey, it is what it is. But yeah, we definitely had a lot of strong players for sure, man. Um, getting top 8 back in the Street Fighter 4 days was like a badge of honor because
Yeah,
they had so many people playing the game at the time for Street Fighter 4. Like out of the Georgia World Congress Center, like they had like what 50 to 60 entrants, like almost every
Oh,
Impact
yeah.
Clash. Yeah, and then that's man, that was a war down there. We had so many different personalities come through, and it's I mean everybody is like either retired or just family life and things of that nature. But back in those days, that's when we were all younger and more active and moving around. But yeah, getting top 8 in there, those brackets were definitely hard, man, for sure. And there was you guys also had who was the Ken player? I don't think he lives in Bama anymore, but he played Ken, and he was of African descent. So
Nunu, or is it
Oh,
no? I forget.
yeah,
I
no,
always
no.
mess up. No, okay, no, that's his name. Yeah.
yeah, he was. Yeah, he would
I
always
think he
dress. He would
moved.
dress sharp.
Yeah, yeah.
He moved. Yeah, he don't live in Bama no more. But yeah, he was a pretty good solid player too. And he came to Gwinnett Brawl, um, like maybe like a couple of times actually that we saw him. He was a cool dude, man. Cool guy to talk to. But yeah, you guys have a good, pretty. Sounds like there's a pretty good, solid history, but I don't know too much outside of that. Like outside of just that. So yeah, so talk to me about the Bama scene, Tim, from what you remember or from on your memory.
So I wasn't really too much involved in the Bama scene, just because like during that time I was living in Columbus. So the way I got introduced to these guys was through Ralph, because my OG like took me to Auburn where we all played at, and I met Raph and those guys. And at that time, I wasn't really playing Street Fighter 4. Like I used to, and then I started playing Marvel again. So I'll go down and play Marvel with like Thomas and Attack, and I used to go play with Paul Pollywood. And so I'll go and play Marvel with those guys. Until one night I met Nice One. And they're like, "Oh man, you gotta play Nice One and Street Fighter, blah blah blah." I was like, "Well, I really hate this game," but so I started playing Street Fighter 4. It was a nice one. I got rolled up like 15-0, but I kept playing, and I was like, "Oh well, let me start playing this game again." Because like during that time, I was playing T-Hawk, like the worst character in the game. So
Where's I don't know. I
besides
think
DJ.
DJ are like one of
This
them.
was
Like,
but this was during Super.
what version of Street Fighter 4 was
I
it?
think it was Super.
Super T Hawk, the
Mm,
debut of T Hawk. Damn, I don't
I mean,
I
Oh,
don't
I think it
remember
was
hey,
what the
2012. I think
change.
it was 2012. So it had to been either Super or AE.
it was probably a 2012. I bet.
Yeah. So that's how I met those guys, and then like later on, shit, I feel like I didn't meet Greg until like what 2015,
Yeah, it was
2014.
probably like the end
Yeah,
of like Street Fighter 4 going into Street Fighter 5. Yeah.
yeah, and so like that's when I moved to Auburn for school, and so just remember like we met during that time, and like I think at the time I was like only playing Street Fighter 4 because like at that time no one in Alabama was playing Marvel anymore. So like, well, I'll just play Street Fighter 4 until like, 6 comes out. But yeah, I met Greg, Rocky, those guys. Um yeah, they're just me playing Street Fighter 4 until I decided to play Rose.
Okay, okay, and then Greg, what you got from yeah? Tell me about the Bama scene down there.
About like what players we had, or just kind of how I got into the scene in general.
Just like the overall like atmospheres, like comparing it versus then and now, like as
Oh,
far as events and stuff like that.
I got you. Yeah, it's it's like a wasteland now. To be honest, compared to like what it was, I guess years ago. I mean, it is what it is. Everybody kind of people got older. I do want to shout out NCA though, because they're probably the group that's consistently running stuff in the state now. So and they had a lot of momentum before COVID. I mean, before COVID started, I think we had an event pretty much every month, and those guys were doing stuff in Auburn. So I mean, they were pretty much holding the torch down. I think from what Isaac and I think Isaac's the main TO, I guess, and there's a couple people in Huntsville back in the day that used to throw stuff too, but
Oh yeah, potato salad used to throw.
yeah, yep. But
So
yeah,
NCA is now like the only tournament that's being ran in Bama.
I mean,
Like,
basically, there's
okay.
there's some smaller stuff like Nolan was one of the guys. I met him. I used to live in Mobile for a couple years, and Nolan, the Nolan twins, they used to run stuff in Mobile, but I don't think they're doing it as much anymore. And yeah, I think I'm drawing a blank on this dude's name. He's from Huntsville. Blake. I forget what his tag is, but I think he's trying to start something back up there for those guys, because the biggest problem with Alabama in general was like uh everybody's so segregated. Like there's these pockets of people, but everybody's like at least 2 hours, if not like a little bit longer from each other. So it's like it's kind of hard for like me to get up to Huntsville stuff because it's like a 3.5 hour drive for me. But Birmingham's like an hour and a half. Mobile's like 2 hours. So it's like you gotta. I mean, it's probably like that in other states too. But I think the other thing that kind of hurt was there's just been like in general there's just been like a drop in players. Like surprisingly, yesterday we had 18 for Street Fighter 5, which I think is the most I have seen for Street Fighter 5 since I think the last time we had big numbers like that was the NCA anniversary event that was like I think it was 2019 maybe. When they had the big one, I remember I think Painbot came down, Bates, a few people came down, a bunch of them came down. You might have been there, ShadowAce. I don't remember.
I was we went to no, I'm sorry, that was the South Carolina event.
Oh,
That
okay,
was the
okay.
South Carolina. But was it the one at the bowling alley?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was one. Yeah, because that's when like Romanova
Yeah.
came down and everything.
Oh, okay, yeah, because she came out for Dragon Ball Fighters,
Yeah.
and I think that's the one Jazz was at too. Also, Jazz Rep. Okay, all right, yeah. Now I remember that the NCA thing at the bowling alley was kind of legit. I think that was when it was it was packed. It was a good number of people down there.
Yep.
That y'all had come through. Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
shout outs to those guys. Shout outs to those guys for holding it down strong. But you mentioned that distance thing, that traveling is it's definitely a key factor into a lot of events. I know it's kind of hard for TOs to schedule things at certain locations, or maybe they just like either come here or you just can't come through. But
Yeah, that's another big thing too as far as Alabama. There's not really a lot of good venues to host stuff at, which is like why I think it's probably really hard for Bama to throw anything big, which NCA has been trying to do stuff, but I mean, it's just like finding a large venue that's not going to break your pockets that a lot of people are going to come to, because you can't really if they were going to throw something major for Alabama, the problem is getting other people, because you're not going to make enough money to cover the venue just on people in Alabama. Like we just don't have the player base. Like I said, 18 people for Street Fighter was crazy. Normally, I was going yesterday expecting 6 to 8 people, and getting that was like, oh, okay, wow. But yeah, I mean, you can't, and Street Fighter is not. I wouldn't even say that's like the mid tier game as far as entrance. Like probably the game that would get you the most entrance typically would be like
Smash.
Well, yeah, Smash, probably Smash, or
I mean, we have the most entrants out of like all the games.
What, Street Fighter?
for
Yeah.
Smash, for Street Fighter. Out of all the games that were ran, Street Fighter had the most.
Street Fighter had the
18
most.
is
Even
kind of
had more than
ridiculous.
KOF.
Yeah, it had the most yesterday. Typically, that's not how it is, but yeah, I think I would have said like Strive or like KOF if would have been the one. That's what I would have expected at least yesterday. But yeah, yeah, I mean, it's just we just don't have the players, man, and it's a combination. I think some people just don't like to travel. Everybody's kind of like, yeah, I'm chilling at the house. Like it's one of those where it's like, I'm not about to go, and I don't want to call it out where it's like they'll be like, this was a thing we used to always joke about. We'd be like, oh, is Nice One going to the tournament? Yeah, I'm not going. Because it's like people would just automatically be like, yeah, I'm not gonna win. So there's no point in me even burning gas or whatever to go get, second place or whatever. So it
You
was
put on
That's such a
you
weird
put on that one sock.
Oh, what'd you say, Tim?
No, I was like, that's like such a weird energy to have. It's like, well, I'm not gonna go because this person's gonna be there because they don't want to get like second place or whatever.
And that's it's the same scenario over here, man. So it's so weird. Like I just never understood that concept. You like the fact that you're not going to a tournament because a certain player was going to be there, and you want an easy bracket. That's basically what it sounds like. Like you want to go there so you can guarantee that you're going to get some money or top three. And that's just a terrible mentality to have. But at the same time, it's like, yo, I need gas money to get up there, so I kind of want to make my investment back and get my little clout or whatever. But at the same time, it's like kind of hurtful because
Yeah.
so it's odd. It's an odd situation, but I think that's kind of how the meta has always been for Georgia tournaments, and it just didn't happen. It started happening during when Ultra, the Ultra Street Fighter 4, when that started coming out. I think that's when that meta happened and our players started disappearing over here from the game scene. Then you had it down to pack where, oh, if this person didn't go, that a certain person wouldn't show up. And I'm like,
Oh,
okay,
like, is Joey gonna be there? Yeah, I'm not going.
nah,
You'd be
I'm
like-
not going. I'm like, bro, come on, man. But
Yeah.
that's
I
how
have
it
a
is,
win
man.
against
Big shout
Joey.
out. Mm-hmm. Shout outs to the NCA though, man. The new challengers doing the damn thing out there. And you guys seen 18 players is actually ridiculous, man. I mean, if we were to do something over here, I would pray that we would at least touch 15. But we over here we been just doing like round robins and stuff from the last couple of tournaments. I went like 3. We had what 4 or 5, 6. I think 6 was the highest that we had at 404 esports. And when I was
Yeah.
going, like I used to go after work and just hit up there to that venue, and we only just had that many players. So I would just literally just be paying $5 extra just to play casuals, kinda. So it was I just don't know what happened to the numbers, man. I think just I don't know, man.
I do have a
gotta
question,
solve the
I
mystery.
guess. Do you
Go talk
think
to me. What we got?
Gwinnett Brawl getting out the game kind of hurt as far as that, or was it more of like a?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
In the words of Denson, absolutely. Absolutely, yo. Free. That's Gwinnett Brawl was like one of our biggest pillars. For sure. We just had so many different areas just to come through just for that particular tournament, like different counties and regions. You had people coming in from Columbus, like would drive out there to Gwinnett Brawl. And I know that's like a 2 hours and change drive for them. But even they would just come out and just, come through and stuff like that. And then once Gwinnett Brawl decided to hang up the flag, that's when slowly and surely our players kind of just started phasing out. I do see a resurgence. Like there is some activity in our group, which is good. I like to see that, and I'm trying to encourage that to keep people to keep playing and stuff like that. But as of right now, we'll just see how it goes, man. We'll see how it goes. I know life happens, people get older, interests change. That just comes with the territory. But I think you always had those memories of those particular scenes. But 18 is that's like really good, man. That's really good numbers. So hopefully the next event, you guys get that number, or y'all might get more, yo. So that's what's up, man. So also had a quick question, like for both of y'all, like who is Atmospheric Ninja, yo? Talk to me about that guy, yo, because
Oh,
this man kind of doing work in these brackets that I've been looking at.
he so he's part
I'll
of.
let you handle that one, Greg.
Okay, so his name's Justin. He's so all the NCA guys, because he's part of NCA too, but all these guys are brothers. You got Jason, Jeff. Jason's one of the TOs that runs it. Jeff, who handles the stream and photography and stuff, and then Justin, his other brother. And Justin's Atmospheric Ninja, and he's been playing Zeku. I guess since Zeku came out, he was like Maurice. He was a guy player in Street Fighter 4, and he kind of, always like looked up to him and kind of would always kind of like hit him up for knowledge on the character. And they both play Zeko too, so they still got that. But yeah, he's been around a minute. He's been around since the Street Fighter 4 days. So
Okay. Is that one of the twins? Is that one of the
yeah,
twins, or is that Nagato? Oh, Atmospheric Ninja. That's Jeffrey's brother, twin brother, right?
yep, yep.
Oh, okay. Okay, and Jeffrey, he played Nega Man. He plays Vega, right? So
Yeah, when he did play, I
okay,
guess. Yeah, he don't really play this anymore, but yeah, he did play Vega.
okay. And Nagato is a separate person. Okay,
Yeah,
all right. That's what's up. That's what's up, man. So top three was you, Tim, and Shade. Shade's been putting in work. I haven't seen him play too often though, like in like online tournaments. I used to see them a lot, but I think they kind of stopped. But the fact that they came out with the Jury and Chun, they did work in the bracket. So shout outs to the top three Bama for holding it down,
Bama
man.
top
And
three. We
NC.
we
Well,
we called that.
it's not the real Bama top three, but we'll just say Bam.
Yeah, so we
Oh,
we used to have a
okay.
meme
Uh-huh.
every time me, Maurice, and Tim, because we were like the main people who would travel to like out of state or like they always be like, top three Bama. That was Tim's meme. He would always say top three Bama, and then inevitably like two of us would like get fucked up at some point, and then there'd be like one person left for Bama. Every time Tim would say that, but yeah, that was always a meme. It was supposed to be me, Tim, and Maurice in top three, but I mean, technically, it was still Bama top three. It was just a different collection of Bama top three.
That was it. Y'all were the three. Y'all were the Trinity. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? The Trinity when y'all came to Gwinnett Brawl, it was usually y'all three.
yeah.
You, nice one, and Tim, y'all used to come through like during late ultra no yeah.
I think I was coming around. I've been going to the Georgia tournament since 2011, but I know I didn't get out to as many Street Fighter 4 Gwinnett Bros, but I did go to a decent amount of them. And I think towards the end of Ultra, I went out a little bit more. Street Fighter 5, I feel like I went to an okay number. I think Maurice was still. I think he might have went to more than me. Um, but yeah, I think I did go to a decent amount of them. That and then the Red
Okay.
Bull events. I think every time Atlanta had Red Bull events, I would always go.
That was in that mall. That was in that game store.
Yep.
Yeah,
The mall, I forgot which mall it was. That was what, season one, two?
that's season
Like
one.
that
That
Yeah,
was
was
super
season one.
early.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
good
Okay.
times. Good times.
Yeah. Good times, man. That's when you know that's when things were starting to were a little bit more active back then. And everybody was trying to embrace the culture and get used to it. A brand new Street Fighter Five type engine. So the complaints were less back then. I don't. That's so weird. That's now when I think about it. Like I think there was so much less complaining outside of just what the 8 frame lag, but I think everybody just like dealt with it because it was a new game.
Yeah.
But flash forward now, what I'm saying, complaint city. So it's I don't know. I guess over time people were just getting fed up. So and it is what it is. But speaking of which, man, speaking of Street Fighter Five, man, I think we gotta talk about the big one here. This is the big one. So all right, check this out. Tim and Greg. And SirRetro. SirRetro, I want to, what I'm saying, get your thoughts and opinions on this too. The Street Fighter Five Fallout. So y'all know about the community license agreement or whatever that they posted on the Capcom Fighters Twitter, right?
Yeah.
Yo, SirRetro, you here with us?
Yeah, I'm here. So
You here. Okay, you here. Welcome back, sir. Since you're a prominent TO in the making scene, I'm gonna ask you this first. What are your thoughts on that particular situation? That statement that Capcom released stating that, bro, if you stream Street Fighter Five, we want a piece of that, yo. We taking that. We taking your footage, taking your photos.
mhm.
You know what I'm saying? We just want a piece of that. That's it. And SirRetro, what you got?
Okay, so for me, my end, I reviewed it myself. I also reviewed David Graham or Ultra David. Shout out to him, the internet gaming lawyer, who has his review of it, his analysis. Of course, I listened to other people's, especially our community's, thoughts on it, and I took into consideration a lot of things. I saw a lot of responses, especially, and of course, they're looking to reviewing it themselves. They, of course, the backlash. Personally, it could have been implemented in a better way, and it felt like it was just a major drop on us. And it's because the thing I want to say, I'll advocate for them in the sense of business aspect. One, yes, I think was the idea is Capcom is now trying to invest into, well, they have been investing into the esports, event series and like that. And of course, with Street Fighter 6 soon to be on the horizon, and currently, Street Fighter 5 still going on. They're trying to protect their IP, and I understand that. And of course, the limitations on how to pot on a prize pot, as well as the the sponsorship or the spectating fees like that, or charging fees for anything. So I think it could have been. It can be done better. I understand what they're trying to do a bit. Was just like they want to make sure that people don't really fully benefit more than them with their own game, which because I said because at the core, the company is still trying to make money regardless, And as for the relation to the FTC, because there's a question that I want to also ask, but maybe later down the line, once you get through the panel and all. But part of it is that it's where the FTC is like, hey, why are you doing this to us? You owe us because we saved your game. Because and to be fair, when Street Fighter 5 came out, that launch, it's horrible. And people generally, when they see a bad game at the beginning, they lose faith and don't really try to give it a shot afterwards. I can tell you from my Best Buy days when the game came out, and I was excited for it, and I was like, okay, I'll still give it a shot, even though it didn't launch well. It has some maybe potential content later down the line, but everyone who are not really invested into the fighting games like us, they were like, this game's dead. We're done with it. We don't want to deal with it. Whatever. So as far as us, the FGC is like, we're still keeping this game alive. We're still going to buy this game. Well, yeah, it went down price. The content became better over time. Arcade edition and then Champion edition, and that the game made a few million or at least $1 million or so, and Capcom was still grateful. So with this happening with the agreement, it feels like a slap in the face, but it's more underneath of what's behind the scenes of what's really going on, and I think things could be implemented better. Like for instance, SNK, they are doing a support esports tournament thing where they give people to know, hey, here's our logo, and here's probably some perks and stuff they can also use for streaming our game. We appreciate that. Now, Capcom starting to look into that direction, then that probably would have been a better idea. But I think where Capcom is, I can't fully advocate for them, but I will say that they're trying to do something that is a business aspect, but I think there's a better way to execute it because what they're presenting is more limiting to the scene than it is beneficial. So
Okay. And same question to you, Tim. Did you have a chance to take a look at that licensing thing?
Yeah, I took a look at it, and then I went to Ultra David to figure out what it was all saying, and I kind of get what they're trying to do, but at the same time, the Capcom Pro Tour isn't it isn't on the same scale as what Riot does, right? And you can probably say Blizzard, but Blizzard did the same thing and they kind of killed off Overwatch player base because of that. And it's kind of it's in the same boat as that. There's not enough money to go around for them to do what they're trying to do. And I get it, right? You're trying to protect your IP, but at the same time, it's like like this needs to be revised or something, right? Or at least let them keep their content if they are, streaming like their events or whatnot. So we'll see how it goes going forward. A lot of people are like, we're just going to drop Street Fighter from our events. I think that's overkill. Like, come on, cut it out. You don't really need to do all that. But at the same time, Capcom said they are going to. I think they're all looking over it because of the feedback they got, and so I think I'll do these for like revision or whatnot. So, I mean, that's all I have to really say on that. I mean, I think people are going overboard. I guess I see what they're trying to do, but at the same time, there is enough money going around, at least for like the Street Fighter 5 scene, to like do anything like that.
Yeah. So, yep. And same question to you, Max. What you got?
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much agree with everybody or most people on it. Where I feel like I think we all understand where they're coming from with it, and like my understanding is some of this stuff already existed for like the esports side. So like if you were running like combo breaker, like a big event like that, you already had to reach out to Capcom for like a license regarding that. But for sure, this is definitely a new thing for like the community run events. Um, and again, like I get where they're coming from, but it's a little too restrictive in some areas. Like as far as like the payout structure of like if you have a community event, like I forget I don't remember all the specifics around it, but I know there's something about like there's after you surpass a certain amount of money, which can get a little funky if you're running like an online tournament that has matcherinos and stuff like that. If you surpass a certain amount of money, then you have to apply for the esports license, which nobody knows whether there is a cost associated. And if there is, I'm pretty sure there's like NDAs around whatever they do have to pay or whatever. But for the community thing, I think people are over. So there's some part of it where I feel like people are overreacting, and then some of it I get. Like saying if you hire a photographer for an event and they have access to your photos, it's a bit much because Capcom didn't pay anything for that. Saying you have, I get that you say, okay, well, if you stream the event, we have access to your footage. I mean, yeah, they're playing your game, so like technically, yeah, I get that, but like the photos, not so much, bro. Most people are like paying for photography or whatever, so it's like I'm
Right.
not cool with that, but yeah, I mean they got dunked on, which I mean it's a shame because the story of Street Fighter V has always been, one step forward, two steps back. Or as Capcom in general, not even Street Fighter, I guess the fighting game division of Capcom, because the games themselves, Capcom's still been blowing it out the water, but like fighting game division, always like they do something good and then they just shoot themselves in the foot immediately after. So, which this was just kind of par for the course. But we'll see. They said they're gonna listen to feedback and address it. So, yeah, I mean, hopefully they do the right thing because the game's in a really good place. I mean, it's been the best it's ever been. We're on our essentially. Well, we don't know how long, but I would assume probably we had the games last season, if not maybe one more season. We got a patch coming. We got all the content we got. So it's a shame that you got to have this dark cloud hanging over it. But yeah, hopefully they do the right thing.
Same thoughts. As I had, as all of you guys, I definitely feel that they just need. They did release a statement say that they're gonna look it over. Like, yeah, maybe we act a little too, too eagerly, too rationally, and that made me think about the Capcom Creators Program that they had people sign up for like a few months ago. I don't know if you guys remember that one.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, for streams, like you can get the official licensed products and stuff like that. And then somebody in the development team or PR team or whatever said that, hey, if these people are all streaming our game and stuff like that, I think we need to get a piece of the ad revenue or whatever they got coming in or something. And then lo and behold, a few months later, they do this. So it was like, bro, I felt like they wanted people, hey, sign up for this Capcom Creators Program. You get these perks and all this other stuff. and be official stream partner and all this yay and all this other nonsense. And then y'all release a statement saying that, hey, if y'all want to do our game, you need to sign up. Because I think either because too many people were signing up for the Capcom Creators Program or something, and they took a look at that and they said, yo, maybe we could do a little something here about getting some of this change, which is fine. Which is, well, it's not fine, but which is what they can do because, yeah, again, it is their product, and we're going into Street Fighter 6, right? We're at the end of Five's life cycle. They're going into Street Fighter 6, but I feel like they're going in a different direction as far as how they want to approach about letting their product rock, because people were so fixated on, what I'm saying, Ryu's feet and all this other craziness, that memes and all this other crap that they got going on in the logo, and this, they weren't looking at the background, the bigger picture. We only got a little 10-second teaser or something that they showed. So, we will. I'm just waiting to see how the game even plays. Like, I feel concerned because if you guys ever seen what Def Jam Icon looks like plays
Yeah.
plays
Oh
like,
yeah, I know all about
I,
that.
I feel like they may be trying to go into a new gameplay style direction and do that with just special moves or something, because they had, if you look at the logo, it's an octagon. It's like a ring around the logo, around the Street Fighter 6 logo. And it's not the same traditional logo, how flashy and colorful it looked in the previous, titles. But of course it could be a placeholder. But for right now, I felt like that could be a new direction they trying to look into, like be a fresh, brand new experience or something. But until then, I guess we just just wait and see, um, just see how it works out. Because that's it's a new generation coming in. It's going to be a new generation coming in. I feel like everybody's going to try Street Fighter 6. At least give it a shot and see how it plays for like maybe the first 3 months, 2 or 3 months. Try it, play offline tournaments and stuff like that. See if they want to keep with it, keep playing. Um, and Capcom knows that they need to get it right the first time. It can't be another repeat of the Street Fighter 5 launch. It can't. If it
Yeah.
just can't, bro.
Yeah,
It
you
can't.
can't spend another 2 years playing catch up because you made a mistake, like, a bad business call. Like it can't. I think if if they did that again, I think their fighting game division is done. Like
Yeah, that's
it's
it.
like done
That's it.
if that happens
Yeah.
again. But yeah,
Yeah, that's definitely the nail in the coffin, because people is like, blah. And I'm like, you mentioned it, saying that the game is in a much better place right now, which it is. It's definitely a much better experience now than when of course, it first launched. But it's too little, too late. The sour taste has already been left in people's mouths. They remember the 8 frame lags. They might know that they might not know that the 8 frame lags got cleaned up a bit, or they got taken care of. So you know they only remember that. They only remember the game only launching with like 2 or 3 modes, and
yeah,
that's it. So so yeah, that's a rough transition there to try to go into Street Fighter 6. But I felt like it was kind of rushed. Like I felt like Street Fighter 5 was rushed because Ultra had just came out like like 2 years. I would say it's Ultra had only been out for 2 years,
yep,
and I felt like it had. I felt like Ultra had another year, because there was still some stuff. There's still some stuff with the characters and matchups and stuff that are still being figured out today. That I'm seeing for the first time, and I'm like, damn, where was this at? Because it's a brand new game. I mean, brand new version of the game. But we're due for one final patch this month. They haven't released a date yet. A lot of people are saying it's supposed to come out after March 12th or something, because there was some event in Japan going on. But we'll get there, yo. We'll get there. So yeah, let me get down to the question portion of the podcast, and then we can do an open panel and just talk about anything. Uh, so yeah, my first question here is going to be for you, Tim. What was one of your fondest Georgia tournament memories?
One of my fondest tournament memories.
Hmm?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Hmm.
Okay, here it is. Let me make it even more difficult. Let me make it even more difficult. You can't say Southeast Majors. I mean,
Oh no,
Southeast Mayhem.
no. I really didn't care about that one, to be honest.
Wow.
All right. What was one of your fondest memories that you had coming through here?
Coming through what?
Coming through here in the state for the tournament. What
Oh,
was one of your fondest that you remember?
oh man, yo, okay. So I went into some random tournament. Oh, it was somewhere in Georgia, and Iceman was there. And boy, let me tell you, dog, Iceman's a funny ass dude. All right. Every time this dude starts telling stories, I start dying laughing because most of the time he's just talking shit about everybody. So we would eat somewhere, and this dude just talking shit about everybody in the community for like 3 hours. It was fucking hilarious. I'm not gonna name names, but boy oh boy. Then he was telling me a story about how someone in the community got played on Tinder or something like that, or it wasn't Tinder. It was like Plenty of Fish and how he got robbed or whatever at gunpoint because he's about to go meet some girl.
What?
Oh man.
What?
Yeah,
Yo.
yeah.
Uh,
Well, it may not be a tournament. It may happen at the tournament, but you know, that's one of my like fondest memories. You know, like the numerous of trips we would take to Georgia for Gwinnett Brawl. Greg, myself, and Maurice. Dude, we always stop by the racetrack off of exit. Was it 12?
I don't remember the exact. I got it like starred on my Google Maps. So like I see
Lord,
it every time. But like I forget what exit is. But yeah, there was a
Lord,
racetrack that had the frozen yogurt bar, and we would
boy.
always stop by and like get some yogurt on the way home.
Yeah, man. Lord, like I think for me, it's like most times it's not the tournament themselves. It's just like the moments I have like being with the boys.
that's
It's
what's up.
just yeah.
Yeah, a good crew can definitely make a tournament. Like sometimes you might even forget the tournament. It's just the fact that you were just hanging out with the homies and chopping it up with them,
Hey, I
and
mean, look,
just
there's
chilling.
been some quiet rides home.
Oh, oh, somebody had to eliminate somebody in the car. Yeah.
Hey, boy. I do have a story though. I do got a story to tell.
Go
So,
for it.
it's a Marvel 3 story. So, we went to Birmingham for one of the Get Money monthlies, and I rode in the car with Anattack, Hollywood, and like one other person in the car with us. So they had a Marvel 3 tournament, and I went up there, and I had to play Anattack and Losers semis to make it to Losers finals. So I played Anattack, right? And I think the score was like 2-1. I tied it up for 2-2. And so he went to go change his teams, whatever. And so I went to go change one of my assists, right? But like he had his head turned, he didn't see me change my assist. So when we played, I beat him.
Oh,
And you can change your
oh,
assist. And that's the thing, like the rule no one like pays attention to is like you can change your assist. Like so
but
so after the match, he was like, "Man, you cheated, man, you changed your assist." Blah blah blah. And like this dude was fuming, right? I was like, "Hey man, you can change your assist." And like so he's trying to argue it with me and the TO. And he's like, "Yeah, man, you can change your assist." So I had to play Hollywood. Hollywood's rolled me up. So like I said, we rode together. So we stopped and got some gas, and this is the most hilarious thing. So it was 4 of us in the car, and
uh,
Paul wanted to go fill up the tank, and then like Tom was just like, "Man, I just got to get out of here. I can't. We're sitting right beside each other, by the way." And Tom was like, I just gotta leave. I can't. And like he's out there talking to Paul. He's like, "Man, I just can't be in there with Tim right now. I'm so upset." I was just like, I was like, "Dude, why are you so mad for it?" Because look, I had never beat Thomas in tournament until that time, right? Like Thomas has always had my number when we played Marvel, but that right there would be forever engraved in my brain. It's like one of the best like tournament stories, like just travels, anything in general. And me yelling at Darius for being fucking annoying one day was also another as well. Because
Oh my god!
he's just being really annoying. But
Of all
yeah.
the yelling, all that
Oh my
yelling and
god, bro!
screaming.
Like, look, Darius used to be like unbearable for me, and like he's definitely calmed down. Like I had to let him know, like, dude, you're fucking annoying. Okay, can you please stop? You
Oh,
know?
yeah, just be screaming and constant yelling. He did slow down on that though, so I think
Yeah,
he listened to everybody and just chilled out. But yeah, the earlier days, oh god
dude.
dang, bro.
Oh my god.
Every 3 minutes, it was just something screaming, being yelled at. I'm like, yo. But
and dealing with like I remember when the Thief used to like throw like the Marvel, like we all just grind Marvel for a weekend at his place or whatever. Dude, doing that for a weekend, plus with some other people I just was not fucking with at the time, was just like unbearable. So yeah, so I'm glad he chilled out.
damn, but that's what's up, man. Same question for you, Magnegro. What was one of your fondest Georgia tournament memories?
At first I think I was gonna say like the first Georgia tournament I won, but then when he was talking about Iceman, that reminded me of another story. So we went to one of the Gwinnett Brawls. I don't even think this was it might have been the first Gwinnett Brawl I went to. Matter of fact, yeah, I think it was the first Gwinnett Brawl we went to. So this was like 2014, and this was like a whole experience because he told us, "Oh, y'all can come down early. We can y'all can get some games in or whatever, and then we'll go to y'all can ride with me to Gwinnett Brawl." So I don't even remember who drove us. It was me. I want to say Rocky, me, Rocky, and Nice One. We all went, and we go there, and I don't remember who house this was. I think it was Caramella. You remember Caramella?
I remember that name. I remember
Okay.
that name. Yeah.
But we went to I guess that was where this was like the spot where they play games at or whatever. This was my first experience with this was they couldn't even open the door at first. We had to climb through the window. So
Wait. What?
Dead serious. We had to climb through the window. They couldn't even open the door. Nah.
I know you're lying, dog.
No, I'm dead serious.
Nah. The back door didn't work. I mean, the back door
Bro,
wasn't working.
not even. We had to climb through the window to go in there to play. And so we get there. It's this is gonna be like this is gonna be some Georgia legends with these names. There was JTO there.
Oh god.
You remember JTO? I'm trying to remember who it was. JTO. It was somebody who played Seth. I'm drawing a blank on who it was. It's JTO. Maybe the Nut was there, maybe, and then Joel. So we're all playing or whatever. And then Caramel's in the back cooking. I think she offered me like some fried chicken or something.
Hey yo.
Then so we played like maybe 2 or 3 hours, and we go to Gwinnett Brawl. While we're going to Gwinnett Brawl, I don't know if y'all ever rode with Iceman before. We had to ride with Iceman and I guess some chick he was talking to at the same time. So it was 3 of us in the back, him and his girl or whatever at the time in the front. Iceman playing his mixtape while we ride to Gwinnett Brawl. And bro, I'm over here just dying at this, bro. I'm like, dog.
Yo,
playing his mixtape. Nah, it was. And then Iceman drives super aggressive. Like, I mean, he don't care. He drive like he talk. You know how Iceman definitely not know.
There's no filter. There's no filter, yo.
He drives super aggressive, and I'm over here just praying we don't die while he's driving. I'm listening to his mixtape. He's just over here like, "Hey, you hear this dude on track right here? Hey, don't ever let no weak ass nigga get on your track. Fucked up the whole song." I'm like, what is going on?
Oh man.
so
Oh
so
my
we
god.
get the Gwinnett Brawl and it was a lot of people. I don't remember how many people they had for Street Fighter 4. It's Ultra at this time, but we get there. And this is my first tournament ever meeting Neon. So this is like the very first time I ever met him. And I think the first thing he said is like, "Hey, you want a money match?" I'm like, "Okay." Like I'm like, I'm with it. So I money matched Neon. That was the very first tournament I met him at. I don't even remember how well I did. I think I actually lost. This is how I know I did bad at the tournament. I lost the chop, and I
Oh my
lost the chop.
god.
I think and this was still when I had super bad tournament nerves. Like I played like a high execution character, which is like a horrible combination if you got bad nerves and high execution character. But yeah, I think I ended up losing the chop, and then I'm drawing a blank. It was a P2W dude. The play like so. This is old, I forget his name, but he played. It might be Sam. He played Goken. I'm pretty sure I lost to him
That's
and
Sam.
loses.
Yep, that's Sam.
Okay,
That's
yeah,
definitely that's Sam.
yeah. I
Yep.
lost to him and loses, bro. But that was
Oh
probably one of my favorite memories, just because the whole experience. Like it just to me when I think about like Georgia fighting games, climbing through a window to play video games just has to be the like the epitome of
yeah.
what I would
Hey,
but yeah.
bro,
That's so wild.
climbing through the window and then listen to the Iceman mixtape on the way to the
Yeah.
Gwinnett Brawl. Bro, I'm done. I'm done. Yo, that caught me off guard, yo.
Oh, and
What?
I forgot. Oh, this was the other part too. We went out to eat after, so we went to like a steak and shake, and like we're just talking or whatever. Iceman telling me all these stories about. Well, I ain't gonna repeat some of these because some of it probably shouldn't be said. But I learned so much about the. That's the other thing I like about. I hadn't hung out with Iceman in forever, but man, hanging out with him was so fun because you would just hear so many stories about the community and like all this. I guess it would be like locker room talk or whatever, but so much shit about the scene because he's just been around for so long. But I remember it took us like 40 minutes to get our food. Iceman was like, and they brought out his burger and it had like cold cheese on it. Iceman walks, and we see Iceman get up, he walks somewhere, and it was like it was 40 minutes for the food. He got the food, then it was like another 20 minutes, no checking nothing. He walked up there, he's like, all right, man, let's go. And I was like, "What? Hold on, what? We just walk out? Like, what? What is this?" He was like, "No, just walk out." And I was like, "Yo, what you do, bro?"
Like, let me tell you, though, Iceman is the funniest nigga in the Georgia FGC. Like,
Oh shit, yo.
Oh
Like
man,
the food was like what the food was trash. He was like, bro, we ain't paying for this, bro. We out.
yeah. He just walked up. He was like, "Hold up a second." He walked up, said something, and he was like, "All right, let's leave." And I was like, "Do we just
Oh,
walk
boy.
out? Like, what do we do?" Like, bro.
He said, we out, yo. Hey, we out, let's go. Oh my god, man. Yo. Shouts to Ice,
Oh man.
man. That's the dude
Yeah. Shout
definitely
outs
one of
to
the legends.
Iceman, man.
Yeah, one of the legends, man, for sure. He's a definitely funny dude, man. I remember I had a funny moment when it was what tournament was that? It was I think it wasn't Impact Clash, but it was they named it to something else. Was it an ATL Revival?
yeah,
That
I
sounds
think,
about right.
Okay, they had it in a hotel, and and he used to walk around with his championship belt. Like he used to have like a
oh,
UFC
I
belt,
remember that.
a replica belt, and he had it on his shoulder. And we were coming out of we were walking together. It was me, him, and Doggy Samus. We were walking out of the hotel together. Just happened to walk out the hotel together. And I remember it was a lady and a group of other people. They were pointing at us, and then they was like, "Oh, hi!" They were trying to talk to us and stuff. And this man said, "I'm a UFC fighter." He said, "I'm a UFC fighter." And he said, "This is my security guard." And he was talking about me, ShadowAce. He's like, "Yeah, this is my security guard, and this is my accountant." And Doggy Sandwich was the accountant. Bro, I didn't say nothing, but yo, I was laughing my ass off as soon as we were out the clear, bro. I died. I was laughing at least 10 minutes because they believed us, and it was like I guess they wanted to take a picture. They took a picture too. They
Oh
took a
man.
picture with him too as well, yo. Because he was walking out the hotel with his championship belt, yo. And I was like, yo, this my security ShadowAce, and this my accountant Doggy Center. And they were like, yo, let's get a picture. And yo, that's how I knew Iceman was a goat,
Wow.
man. He was, yo, that was some good times. I got plenty of other stories too, man. But yo, we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on a little further on. But yo, who I got a question, yo, another question. Tell, yo, who introduced you to fighting games, or how did you find the Georgia fighting game community?
Oh, so shoot. I think I got my first like taste of it when I was living in Statesboro. So I used to go to school in Georgia Southern, and we went to like one of the Augusta tournaments. God, what's to be the name of those tournaments? Oh my god.
Impact Clash?
Heartbreak? That's the guard break?
Mm, what was it back in the day? Like,
I
oh
think
my
that
god,
was I think it was always Augusta guard break.
it was
I
always.
believe.
I guess so. Yeah. So, um, that was like my first taste of it, right? Because like when I started, I used to play TVC, right? But like I wasn't like really in the community like that per se. Because like for me, like I got it through Mayhole and what's that girl's name? Oh my god, I can't remember her name because she was also down there with me as well. Fuck,
Was she a TO?
kinda, but I can't remember her name. Shit, but yeah, like my first taste was like
Stacy?
Guard Crush. No, not Stacy. Um, it was like my first taste of Guard Crush, and then when I moved to Columbus, I went to one of the revivals, and I remember there used to be twins up there. I know. Um, God, what was that twins? You know, like the dark skinned twins, one with like glasses, like they played on pad. Uh, I think one of them played Sakura. Or no, no, no. One of them
Not
played El Forte. One of them played El Forte.
Usual suspect. Usual
Yeah,
suspect and his brother.
yeah. So I let
Yeah.
usual, yeah. So I went up there. I remember going on there because I let usual suspect use my pad, and I want to say that revival was a team tournament for Street Fighter
Okay.
4. And so he's like, "Hey man, if you let me use your pad, I'll give you half of prize money." I was like, "All right, cool." So I let him use my pad. Then I was a dumbass because I was like, "Oh shit, I gotta play Marvel." So like we're swapping pad throughout the whole day because I'm sitting there trying to play Marvel. And he's trying to play Street Fighter 4. And I remember one of the rules for the tournament, like Iceman was like, "Yeah, you can't use macros."
Oh, that sounds like an Iceman thing to argue about. I
Uh,
actually remember him doing that at another tournament, but
I was like, "What? What do you mean?" Because like in Marvel, I use a button for, so I played on pad, right? And so I was like, I can't dash on with face buttons because then I'm gonna fuck up or whatever. So, but yeah, that's how I got into it. It was just like my friends, and then like some of the members in the Columbus community. Once I moved to Columbus, the guys who did like Crew Round 2 or whatever, those guys.
Is that
But yeah,
that was the Columbus scene, right?
yeah, I was in Columbus.
Okay.
But yeah, no, my upbringing, anything Georgia related, is like very. There wasn't much.
Okay. All right. And same question for you, Magnegro. Who introduced you to fighting games, or how did you find the Georgia fighting game community?
um, I think if I think about like as far as fighting games, I probably, I mean, I think I pretty much casually played up until um I would say so like one of the games I guess I took serious, but I never went to like big tournaments was like DOA Ultimate. So like I played so much DOA on Xbox Live. And it was the same thing with DOA 4. I played so much of that game. I mean, I never went to tournaments because I didn't really know about an offline scene for either of those really. But I guess for like offline would be like Street Fighter 4. So um I used to be on SRK since like 2005, but all I ever did was just look at arcade stick stuff because I was like pretty big into arcade sticks. And eventually I ended up just going to the regional thread and I found out there was like a community in Alabama. I was like, oh, there's people who play around me. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna get up with these guys. I saw that they all wanted to they were gonna meet up at our arcade, which was Aladdin's Castle at the mall, which is like 20 minutes from me. So I'm like, all right, well, I'll show up and play some Street Fighter. I didn't know about a competitive scene, but we'll show up and so it was me, Colin, and a couple other guys. I'm drawing blanks on some of the names now. We all went to Raph's house to play. This is my first time ever playing this game offline, ever playing any fighting game offline with another human being, and I got destroyed. Like it was and Rocky was there too. Funny enough, I've met Rocky on Xbox Live. We both ran into each other in ranked. Like this was probably like maybe 2 or 3 months before. He ran into me in ranked, and I think I had my location on my Xbox Live profile. So yeah, he played me, and then after that, he sent me like a chat invite. I'm like, what's this dude doing? Like, he's like, hey man, you from Alabama too? I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, I live in Montgomery. I'm like, oh, sick. And I never met anybody else who played this game, uh, you know, offline. Well, never met anybody local who played this game. So, um, but yeah, anyway, we met up and then we all went over to Raph's house and he just beat everybody. Like, I mean, he beat me and Rocky. I mean, I felt like I had no idea what I was doing. And
Mm.
Rocky was mad. And I was mad too because I'm like, bro, I never lost like that before. But we ended up I ended up being good friends with Colin, I guess, from this and Raph and all them. Matter of fact, I think it was like maybe a month later. Colin suggested going to Atlanta Revival, which we had a tournament in Montgomery that same day, but it was these people I've never heard of before. And at first I was like, this might be suspect, bro. I never heard of these dudes before. They talking about having like $500 for Street Fighter. I never met them. I don't know about this. We knew that Atlanta was going to have the players, even if, the money didn't pan out in Montgomery or whatever. We knew if we went to Atlanta, we were going to get to play way better people or whatever. So we ended up not going to the Montgomery tournament, went to Atlanta. So we went to ATL Revival, which was at the Congress Center. And that was, I think, the first time I had met Iceman. But yeah, I think I went there and that was my first offline tournament too. Now I think about it. But yeah, we went there and it was crazy because like I had just never seen people just like get so hyped, like that was my first time seeing Poke Chop. I had to play Poke Chop in Street Fighter. But just being around everybody, that was the first Marvel 3 tournament too. Because I guess that
Was
game was
that at
like
the Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no. You go ahead.
I was gonna say, was that at the Georgia World Congress Center? Was that there, or was it
Yeah.
another venue?
Yeah, that
Okay.
was it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that
$20 ass
was
parking.
oh yeah, man.
Get bodied by parking, yo.
But
Oh man.
but yeah, man, that was like my first like real taste of like tournament, and I think at that point I was hooked. I was like, man, this is so crazy to see all these people, together like for this thing. Like I just didn't, for a long time I just didn't know it existed. I would see Evo or whatever. Like I would, I saw like Evo tournament footage, but like I just thought that was just Evo. I didn't know stuff like this existed outside of that. But yeah, ever since then, bro, I've just been hooked. Like I love being in the community. I love being able to play people and talk about the fighting games. So ever since then, I've been hooked.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Definitely, Atlanta Revival is definitely one of the pillars, and that makes me think. Like, bro, what was before that? Because I came in on the. Man, what was my first final round? Final round. I think it was the year Vanilla dropped. That first year Vanilla dropped. So like '09. Yeah, '09. Like that first year Vanilla dropped. And I had no XP on like just fighting games in general, and I just went. Um, and was that the year that they had the bracket on paper, that really long ass scroll where they had
Yeah, the
everybody's
one
name
that
on the
Dogi took
bracket?
a picture in front of. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, yeah. Was that it? Was that year?
Yep, I
I
believe
can't
so.
remember.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, yeah, but that was fun, man. That was definitely fun. Good times. So yeah, let me get to this next question, and then we'll open up the panel for the like just talk about anything you guys want to talk about. Um, so I'm gonna start off with you, Sir Retro, if you can hear me. Um, what this is for Street Fighter 6, because we know the future is now. You know what I'm saying? The future is now, old man. You know,
Right.
yeah, we're here, yo. We're here. This is what future is looking like. Luke, we got a taste of it with Luke in Street Fighter 5. We see how he plays. We see how
Mhm.
people rank the character, saying he's top five, this, that, and the third. He's busted. He needs nerfs and all this other crap. We were due for that one big patch. We still don't have it's March. It's
Yeah.
March. The patch is supposed to drop in March.
Yeah.
We don't have a date for the patch, so I'm just trying to figure out, like, yo, when is that coming? What's going on with that?
Mm.
But regardless, Luke is the future. Luke is I guess the main protagonist of Street Fighter 6. So we don't have an idea on how the game is going to play. We can only go on by speculation and all this other crap. But let me ask you, Sir Retro,
Mhm.
what do you think Street Fighter 6 will play like, or what would be your ideal version of Street Fighter 6?
Hmm. Um. So, kind of looking back at it with Street Fighter Five, and of course, even from the get go, you can tell, a lot of it was, more offensive oriented, and of course they had some more defense options there at the time where V reversal was solid, and of course they nerfed that, and now they added, recently, like the V shift system. Of course, that no. So the thing is too is, like, I'm still always considering not only just for the players, but the idea for the viewers too. The game, I think, for six, if anything, what I'm hoping to be maybe a little more fast paced. We might hopefully see a little more balance of the offense and defense options. For Luke, for example, to go off of that, because he is supposed to be like the glimpse of what the future Street Fighter, or now Street Fighter 6, is going to be like. The fact you have a system where you're forced to engage with this character, because like Luke's timer on the V trigger is like, oh, it's going to go up if you try to wait him out, or if he gets some hits. So basically, it's like the idea of forcing to engage. That theory is going to be where in Street Fighter 6, you're going to see a lot more offensive like tactics. Going to be more focus, I would say. We are definitely probably gonna have an additional new meter for the six system. Of course, besides like the super meter, or whatever they're gonna call it in this sense. But like, we're gonna see a new additional system. We might have something that's similar, like a V skill. I would say, where you have a unique ability for each character. I would say maybe still optional, where we might still like have multiple, like V skill 1, V skill 2. We might still have, like, I'm not sure we'll call it V6 or 1/6, whatever, but I think we'll have like that type of system, and I think it'll be more fast paced. And I think where, like I said, also that trend where the game started out kind of slow, not too much combos going on, not too much variation, to where you saw like towards Champion Edition, where characters can now like do like extensive long combos and unique stuff, which is really cool. No, we see more of it, and have like the little Marvel like film, and then also that you have not just Luke, but then Akira, who has her unique play style from rival schools implemented, and a few other characters as well. Have unique play styles. So I think you're gonna see more, probably even like crossovers, because like now the story of it too, where now this is apparently this is the future. This is past the events of 3, where we had the parry system, and you had the super high jumps and more fast paced fluid. So I'm hoping to see more of that now to kind of like you know be with that fast pace, and also too the defense options and the good reward for it. Whereas in Street Fighter 5, hey, if I DP you and you jump in, after you jump in, I don't get much off it because you're too far away. I don't get an Oki or whatever else, or do too much afterwards. But if in this case, hopefully, is that you get a defense option, you're rewarded for using it well, and better rewarded, I would say, using it well. So I think that's what I might look forward to, is of more fast-paced offensive defensive balance, but it's gonna still be more offensive oriented, but you have a more, maybe not MK series variation, but something similar like that as far as like the character for each character, and they're gonna have a unique move in addition to their move set and stuff, similar to like V skill or maybe V trigger. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that was pretty well thought out. I kind of have the same same response to you in regards to that, as far of how the game is going to play, especially with how Luke is designed, and like how he's the only one that has that unique V trigger. Maybe that's just alpha or beta test of what the system is going to be like in Street Fighter 6, where they force you to engage with your opponent. Maybe everyone's super system or mechanic system is going to be tied towards engaging the opponent, or just keeping the meter, like, I guess, at doing an install or activation or whatever. And I hope that's not the case. Like, I hope like they just get rid of the V trigger system altogether, and just go with something classic. Bring back chip kills. Bring back chip kills. You know what I'm saying? Let me get that back. Um, because I want to just, if Ed is in, I want to just be able to, just flicker and just chip somebody out real quick. I mean, let me get that. So I feel that the V skill, I think that's going to be done away with, and I think that I think it's going to be like a selectable type of custom, like kind of like CVS too, like how you had how they had different grooves and super systems. Maybe they'll have 6 different types of um loadouts or something you could pick for your character that ties into what they have, kind of like Mortal Kombat 11 or something, where they have like different variations and stuff. Maybe they'll go that route with Street Fighter. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, same question for you, 4H Tim. What do you think Street Fighter 6 will play, or what's your ideal version of that game?
Uh, to be honest, as long as it's fun, that's all I really care about.
Okay.
Like for me, like this V system to me it doesn't bother me at all. Like I think everything's fine. Like if they want to bring some version of that back, like that wouldn't bother me, right? As long as the game is fun, as long as there's like characters who I will like to play in it as well.
Okay. So you said, man, it does I'll adapt accordingly, and whatever they throw out, I'll just we'll run it, as long as it's fun to play.
Yeah, that's all
So,
I care
all right,
about.
okay, cool. And then the same question for you, Magnegro. What would you think Street Fighter 6 would play like, and what's your ideal version or with it?
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat where I don't necessarily I'm not really looking for anything. I guess the main thing I'm looking for is a good game, built on a solid base. We have like if like I'm thinking of it like from the big picture, like carry over the good things you did with Street Fighter 5, like CFN, not the netcode, right? But like the actual CFN itself, I think is a really solid starting base. There's some things they could adjust from that. Like I'm just looking for a complete package that is justifiable for $60 and that's gonna make the most amount of people happy. Gameplay stuff, it's kind of like whatever. Like I've gone through one game transition, I guess. So it's like, I wouldn't say Street Fighter 4 and Street Fighter 5 are that big apart, but as far as like, the gameplay, I mean, there's differences, but I've gone through like one game transition, so it's like I don't really mind whatever they do as long as it's just a good package all together and they knock it out the park and they put their best foot forward starting, and not try and like, undershoot and just hope that you can make it better down the road, but that they put their best foot forward. It's kind of all I'm looking for, like gameplay stuff is like, I'll figure it out, but yeah, just put something out that you're proud of that other people will enjoy. Yeah, that's all I care about really.
Okay. So as far as like single player content, like the casual crowd, I think that was one of the other things that kind of maybe have turned some people away from the game. Like there was a lack of single player content, of course, when the game first got released. It was like either rank mode, training mode, or yeah, just rank mode and training. Well, it was rank mode, training mode, and survival, or like the or like the only
Yeah.
three modes that dropped when the game came out. So there
Yep.
wasn't that many options for the casual crowd. Like not everybody has that competitive mindset. So for them, get them a story mode. You know what I'm saying? Like release a story mode, release like challenges and stuff that'll help them with combos and executions, like reward
Yeah.
them with like maybe like an exclusive colors or costumes or something like that. Yeah, give them stuff to unlock, for single player content. Because you want to bring in both crowds, and that can also transition to them turning into competitive once they start grinding enough. Okay, I got this platinum limited edition color or something, and I had to work real hard to get it. Maybe I could try to check out the competitive scene, the competitive side of it, and see what that's about. So
Uh,
I would say that would be a complete package. You know what I'm saying? If Street Fighter 6 drops, for them to have that out the gate as a game option, and realistically, I'd like to see a much longer development cycle for the game. Like, let that launch. Like, I mean, can we say at least uh summer 2023? I mean, a good
I'm
year
fine
from
with it.
now, because
I honestly, whatever. Like, if the game needs to come out 2 years from now, whatever, dude, take your time. I don't like, like we talked about the game. Street Fighter Five is in a good place already. We got enough. I mean, I'm sure some people are ready for another game, but like, hey, whatever. Like, fuck it. You got. Would you rather
okay.
them like rush it and we have the same thing we had last time, or like let them take their time? It'll come out when it'll come out.
Yeah, it is. I like that, and there's plenty other options too as well, and also
Yeah.
yeah, Street Fighter Five. It's at a good spot right now. I mean, again, we're waiting on the release date of the final patch, supposedly final patch. I'm pretty sure they're going to like do some adjustments after the patch is released. Because if they're going to do a big patch, because it said balance adjustment, right? And
Yeah.
when we had the balance adjustment, certain characters got things added and taken away. So if they're going to do another balance adjustment, they'll probably do like a maintenance patch or something to like fix a specific bug or something. You know what I'm saying? R.I.P. Dan Danfinite. I mean, the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. Because if he still had that,
Yeah.
he would definitely be on the radar for contingency for like top 15 characters or whatever in the game. So they took that away from him, but. Um, yeah, that's what I want to see, man. That's what I want to see as far as my vision goes for the game. Like, just give it a little bit more time. But I know you guys saying, yo, whenever it drops, it drops. I'm ready. Let's get it. So yeah, I respect that. I respect that. So this is when we get down to the down to the nitty gritty. And again, I want to thank you guys so much for joining us on this episode 4. So what SirRetro is going to do, he'll normally clean up some audio, like any audio hiccups or anything like that, and he'll post like the full length edited version on the YouTube so that you guys could hear it a bit with more like crisp, good clarity and stuff like that. Um, and I've been listening to the past episodes, and that's been helping me get through work and stuff. So, good stuff on SirRetro for doing the editing, background production work on this entire series. So this is where we get to like the open panel portion of it. Like, anything y'all want to, talk about, get off your chest. As far as like, um, the community, the Street Fighter Five community in general, Georgia Street Fighter Five community, whatever you guys want to, talk about in regards to that. Street Fighter Five, like what we got, yeah.
Um, the only thing I would bring up is like, I mean, I hope, and it may be, this might just kind of be dead until the next game comes out, but I want to see the Georgia Street Fighter community like get back in it. Like I get that, like some of the most prominent players in the scene, I think once COVID happened, they just kind of lost interest, Neon still plays, but I don't think he takes it nearly as serious, but I guess he's been entering some NLBC, so maybe he is trying to, get back into it. But, Terrence, Terrence despises online, he kind of not really playing that much anymore. I don't know if he's playing other stuff, but for Street Fighter, yeah, he's not really playing it. Darius has moved, so
Yeah,
he's not really, he's not Georgia anymore. KB, I mean, he's kind of KB don't really take it serious anymore either, And it's like, as far as prominent Georgia players, I'm trying to think like who even is like actively playing. Like Jesus doesn't really play anymore. But it could just be like I said, because everybody's on, moved on to
So
different stuff, or like their interest in the games kind of waned because of being stuck online. But yeah, man, I'd like to see the Georgia guys like pick it back up. At least for this last year, because tournaments do seem to be coming back. So maybe those guys will come back.
yeah,
and you think it's because like they just waiting it out, like I don't know, they maybe just been waiting to get into Street Fighter Six, or they just like done with the game completely? Because you did mention, like Terrence said, that he gives two thumbs down on playing online, which I can respect, man. And I completely understand. Online is just not everyone's cup of tea, but it is a necessary evil, man. It is a
Yeah.
necessary evil of trying to discover new players and find new talent, because that's kind of how you meet people. I mean, it's how I met. Let me give you an example. It's how I met Bates in Street Fighter 4. Like, I joined his lobby. He was talking mad reckless to me while we was playing, and we just kept playing each other in the sets, and then we eventually like found each other at a tournament. I said, "Hey, that's you." I said, "Yeah, that's you," and then we just started playing from there. But it is necessary to the growth of the scene. But I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, man. But you know, that
yeah.
at the end of the day, yeah,
I would say for my 2 cents about it. I mean, like I said, even I said we don't really have like you said, no need for talk. Which I found out that he was actually from Georgia, the whole time. Yeah, like Neon, Terrence, many others who don't as active or so forth. But then you got Knowledge Re-Up still. You still have a few, the faithful few at this point. But you still also too the kind of I think with that happening, it's like and is going back a bit about hey, if that person's not there, then I'm not going to show up type of thing. But for our scene, the reboot scene, we've been more active actually. It's kind of interesting. Many of the scene, many of our players, starting to invest more into it. Still, and they have high hopes. They feel good. They feel like Street Fighter Five is in a good place right now. I know it's either much later in its development or just past post development, but they're investing to it. You have for us, we have at least 10 plus guys I know that actually we had a tournament this past Saturday, last Saturday, and we had 9-10 people for it. And of course, and two of them have been around for a while, but they've been around in the middle of Georgia, but they haven't really been at the tournaments until very recently, and they've been coming and supporting the scene. And we have a player who actually has an entourage, almost similar to Bobby Creekwater, but he's really good Zangief player. But he's lives in the area, and these new guys, they're stepping up and trying to improve and do better, even though the game is towards the end. And
you talking about I'm sorry, I mean the
go ahead. No, go ahead.
You talking about Data Bang, the
yes,
E player that had his whole crew.
Yes, dude. Okay.
I don't know if y'all know about that, Greg. This
I don't know.
There's a geek player, bro. This man has it was at least 5 or 6 people.
No, it's more.
How many people was
it was 10.
It was more than that.
Yeah. So
Dude,
this past Saturday. Oh my gosh. It's okay. This past Saturday, I have a video of it too of the crowd. So and you can hear the scream in the background of the the actual match. There's no commentary, so you just hear the game. But in I have a video of the crowd. Good Lord, we thought it was like a major, and it was like. But the thing is, when we had the tournament this past Saturday, Reboot was lit, and it felt like, and the bartenders were jealous because they couldn't see past the counter behind the pinball machines and stuff. But just a little bit. But you heard screaming and yelling like crazy. The thing is, like, Databang is a really good player. Like, he gotten better. Because the best part about it, spoiler alert, he won. And when he won the tournament, the whole crowd, that was it. They lost it. They
lost it. They went crazy.
I posted them. You good? I'll post them on Twitter if I can. But yeah, the last minute when he won, and I screamed too because the way he won was the most ridiculous. It was insane. But but like I'm saying, that these guys are good. We haven't seen him like go out and be around like people like Neon and stuff when they're in their prime. But you see the support still there, but like you said, Magnegro, it's not as much as it is before. But it's still, but Georgia's still still hanging on. But I think we just have this new generation now that is trying to step up and trying to fill in the shoes. Because of course, when Street Fighter 6 comes out, who knows? Neon and Terrence and Najri up, and you guys might still be dominant and that to it, and we might still try to catch up with y'all, or we might be still trying to we might take over, and this is really interesting because yeah. But like I said, Databang was just the way he plays out of his mind, and it was some crazy setups. I'll send you videos of it, but yeah, it was just it's the idea that I still go to like Augusta, coming back, doing tournaments again. You still have 4-4 esports. Savannah is doing tournaments again. Zone Breakers, maybe not Street Fighter 5, but you still have these scenes still. Even though many of them haven't been around as long as Atlanta or as Augusta or so forth, but they still are trying to do what they can to keep it because they know and understand the legacy of what Georgia's scene has, especially for Street Fighter. So definitely, I try to talk and like discuss, especially with ShadowAce, about the stories and the history of the scene. So I'm hoping that I think a lot of people are waiting for the new Street Fighter to come out, but mainly for the faithful few, for 5, they're trying their best to keep it like us, keep it going and hold out. And then of course I think Street Fighter 6, if it comes out as better than Street 5 for sure, I think Georgia's gonna explode again.
Yeah, we definitely have this next generation. They got to come in, hit the ground running. I mean, they're still playing 5, and I look at them, and Data Vane is the one of the newer ones that I'm looking at that could be that next gen player that's holding the torch, because when you play him, you got to play against 10 people at the same time. And I'm thinking, like I'm talking about, they going crazy every time he makes a hit. He makes a hit. Every time he SPDs, you got somebody in the background just going crazy. I'm like, yo, I gotta see this man play 10.
Please.
I gotta see a
Wait.
paycheck, yo.
Speaking of that,
I
Tim,
gotta see
you
him like
supposed
that.
you signed up
I'll
for a
play good
tournament.
money, man, to see that.
Tim,
Because
you
Tim was
signed up for a
like, bro, I
tournament and
don't
didn't
got no
show up.
patience. Yeah, I can see Tim popping. Hey, y'all gonna have to calm down or something. Like,
Oh no.
I don't think they're ready for that, man. But yeah, man, he got his own own little squad with him while he plays. So
Yeah,
I
shout
mean,
out to
that's
him, man.
good support, man. Yeah, that's good support, man. But yeah, that's what's up, man. What else we got to talk about, gentlemen? What else you guys got?
I have nothing really besides, wish there were more events. But
Okay.
yeah, man.
Okay, yeah,
We need Avenger in Georgia.
Yeah,
I
man.
definitely hope it's Southeast Mayhem. So,
Wise words from the first Street Fighter 5 tournament winner. You know what I'm saying? 4H10. Once again, holding the torch.
I'm just trying to keep the legacy alive.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm?
Yeah, look at that plaque, man. Make sure there's no rust, no dust on it. Gotta polish it off every now and then. Make sure it looks good. But yeah, man. As far as the tournaments goes, we had we had recently KB did an event on just a gathering of just Street Fighter players. He tried to get everybody to come through, and it was kind of I was kind of sad because there weren't that many people that came through to that. He went out the way to talk to the 404 esports owner Greg about doing that event, and not too many people came through to that. So that kind of like left a sour taste a little bit because I kind of was expecting more people to come out and come through. So I was like, damn, I guess they really are not fucking with it anymore. So um I'm not gonna give up though, man. I know that there's still light at the end of the tunnel. I think we're just in a different time now with the whole COVID thing, and then with us losing Gwinnett Brawl too as well. That was one of the longest running premier tournament series that we had. And I think that kind of shifted the meta as far as, of course, dealing with CFN online and all that. So we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens in the future. So we just take it one day at a time and just see what's up. But with that being
Yeah.
said, I want to thank you guys once again so much for tuning in. All the viewers that are tuning in and watching this right now, and everybody that is going to be on the YouTube as well. You can catch the archive if you missed the first hours of the broadcast. You can go back and take a look at that, and just listen to some good knowledge, man, because we got some insight on the Bama scene. We got the insight on the experience from the Bama players coming through to Georgia. You know what I'm saying? We got Magnegro climbing through windows, you know what I'm saying, listening to mixtapes in the car. So it's so it's
I
all
don't think
good stuff,
anything's ever
man.
gonna top that, man. I
Nah,
don't think
bro. I
so.
think that's it right there, man. Jesus, FGC Jesus had some wild stories. Was what I'm saying, I think you might have taken the crown on that one, bro. This man had to climb through the window to play some casuals, bro. Nah, it can't be, bro. It can't be, man. But but shout outs to y'all, man. I appreciate you guys for definitely coming through and lending our voices to us, man. And yo, for final comments, 4H10, what you got, yo?
Damn, Tim died.
Tim, he's looking at his reflection in his trophy.
He's
Is that
looking
what
at
it is?
that. Yeah, I was about to say he's looking at his reflection in the trophy. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's doing a check real quick, making sure he's good. But what about you, Magnegro? You got any closing comments for?
No, I mean I appreciate you guys letting me come on this, man. It's been a minute since I've done a podcast or anything. So yeah, I appreciate you guys letting me and I always
my
like to
bad.
talk. So
My bad.
you
I like
gotta
a phone call, so my bad.
Nah, you good. You good. We'll come
yeah.
back to you. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean if I think about it, like if I really sat down and thought about it, it's probably like I don't know, like 5 or 6 other like amazing like Georgia stories I could come up with. But yeah, I mean, I will say, that's probably the scene. I mean, it is the scene that I've had the most experience with outside of Alabama. And, we, at one point, I guess it was a little bit of a competitive rivalry. I don't know if it still exists as much anymore because not all the same people are around, but, even if it is a competitive rivalry, I still, consider you guys family at the end of the day. And I'm glad to, have always been able to come over to the state and, meet, play, and chill out with all the homies there. So hopefully we all get a chance to see each other soon. And yeah, I appreciate y'all letting me come on this.
Yes, sir. All right, now, 4H10, what you got for us, man? You got any closing statements or remarks?
Georgia's trash.
Wow.
Okay.
They don't leave the house.
Wow.
I love it, yo.
They don't go anywhere.
Hey, yo.
They
My
should start
man
leaving
dropped
the house.
the bombshell. All right, keep going, Tim. I got you.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I didn't see
What'd
him
you
leave the
say?
house. You know what I'm saying? Look, there's more to Georgia than Atlanta. I'm just saying. Y'all should definitely leave the house, go out more. As a person who goes out and travels.
Damn.
So
he said, put the gas and move your ass, right?
Absolutely.
Put the gas in put your gas in and move your ass. Yeah. Damn. Okay. Okay. But where can the good people find you guys at, man? If if they want to check out what you guys are up to on social media, on Twitter, or like whatever plugs you got, Greg, Magnegro.
You guys can find me on Twitter at Boombox Hero, where I tweet about my sneaker L's or dubs, talk about music, and that's really about it. And I retweet a bunch of stupid stuff, but yeah, you guys can follow me there. I also stream. I haven't streamed in a while, but I also stream at twitch.tv/Magnegro. That's with a 0 at the end instead of an O. And yeah, I mean, that's it. I mean, you find me in one of those two places, and if not, you'll see me in Stream Chat or something, or you run across me online at some point. But yeah, those are the main places.
Okay. All right. And 4H10, what can people find you at?
You can find me on Twitter at 4H10. I just retweet just a bunch of memes, which are bangers, by the way. Also, I stream on Twitch Monday through Friday, from 9 a.m. to 12 Eastern. So yeah, come through and have some fun.
Okay.
And watch me get mad.
All right. SirRetro, you got any final closing thoughts, comments, or remarks for us?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, definitely. Thank you guys, Magnegro and 4H Tim, for definitely coming out and definitely expressing ourselves and telling us awesome stories as for sure. And definitely, hopefully, see you guys more soon. Thank you, ShadowAce, for definitely hosting this awesome podcast series. I love it. It's great to hear amazing things was going on in the scene, and open up with our thoughts and stuff. Shout outs to the Georgia community as a whole, FGC and Smash. I came from Smash originally and switched over to FGC. Well, I'm still part of Smash. Actually, I actually was entered a tournament yesterday in Millsville, and I beat a young kid for $20 at a tournament.
We take those.
He didn't stand a chance. I play a little map for those who don't know, but yeah, but in general, no. Shout outs to the whole scenes. Shout outs, especially to you guys, the veteran, the legacy players, commentators, and those big pioneers of the scene. And shout outs to the newcomers, new generation of the scene as well. Of course, one thing I'll add for a little bit here is that next Saturday we're going to have our Cherry Blossom Easy-Kai tournament in Macon, Georgia. We'll be hopefully expecting international competition actually to come down to Macon, and of course we're expecting of course some of the usual suspects as well as some family from the Atlanta, Savannah, and Augusta, hopefully, and a few other scenes to come down.
You're saying you're hoping from Atlanta now. You know that.
That's what I was going to ask. I was going to ask Tim.
Let me take a Smash GG right quick. Because I know damn well they ain't about to go.
That's how I was going to ask Tim. I said, Georgia, is Georgia coming out to that? Yeah.
We'll see. Some people signed up from the area, so, you know.
No, don't say, no, we got to say Atlanta. You know, we got to make this actually, like, you know, Atlanta ain't
Damn, man.
I mean, look.
We'll see what happens, man.
I'm hosting.
Let me take the Smash GG now. You know what I'm saying? Filters, cities, state, providence. Oh, I got to refresh it because Smash GG is trash. Hold on.
Yep.
Oh, there it goes. Country, United States, state, hold on. Georgia. There we go. All right, cool. Oh, there we go. The Sun Cherry Blossom Festival. 14 attendees. Let's see what we got here.
Well, it may not show up because we have it private for now, because we like to surprise people. But yeah.
Okay.
So you want? Oh, I got you. I got what you're saying. You trying to make it so nobody can like. I got you.
Oh yeah, but no, we got some guaranteed.
Keep it hitting.
So
yeah, look here. Look, I don't see. I don't.
Look,
ain't no Atlanta folk to me on here.
Well, you can't argue with the TO here. Come on.
Look, man. I've been seeing this popped up on here for like at least 2 months now, right? Ain't nobody signed up.
Well, you know, bro, you know how we are.
You know how the last minute day.
Exactly.
That's the classic. That's the TO.
Exactly.
Classic. You think somebody's gonna show up, then everybody just shows up at once? That's what happens.
That's wild.
I got my confirmation, so look, I ain't worried about it. All I want to see is some throwdowns. Hopefully we might get a rivalry in our personal scene, because something sparked between some of our guys, and that's what I want to see. Hopefully I can see at least some exhibition or money match of a sort. That's what I'm looking forward to.
We'll see, man. Tim is he might be a little, there's some doubt there, but we'll see what happens when that time comes.
But Databane signed up for sure. Yeah.
Databane signed up?
Yep, he already signed up. So
yeah, that's at least 15. That's at least 15 people with him. Free. Greg, you want to know what it feels like to play somebody that, like, every time they hit you, people scream in the background. How do you deal with that, Greg? How would you deal with that, bro?
Hey, look, I've been around poke shopping. Big boy been around there, so I know. I mean, it ain't as many people, but I think I can handle it now.
You think you'd be all right?
Yeah, I think I'd be able to handle it.
Yeah, if you could survive the big boy, the big boy trash talk during your set, you'd be just fine. Yeah. He said he's still not doing the combo. I still don't know how to do the combo. I said, oh God. But yo, man, appreciate y'all for coming through, man. Lending our voices, stuff like that. Yo, SirRetro, where can the good people find you at?
Everywhere. Facebook. Instagram, SirRetro08, as well as Twitter, same game tag title. And I have TikTok. It's Retroc08. This RETOK 08. So I post. I've been spreading the word about the FGC stuff there, and people been following. So the video. The video about the Databane's crowd. That's in the TikTok. So you definitely can see that. I'll post it everywhere else though. But yes, you can follow me there, and then also obviously here. Sir_Retro08, which is our Twitch, and definitely for the video, for our episodes, tournaments, and stuff. That's what will be in the Reboot Retrocade Gaming YouTube page as well, and they do have a Twitch page too. So I operate everything behind the scenes, but yes, you can find all the content there for the podcast, as well as tournaments, sessions, reviews, studying, everything. For me personally, I do retrospective series where I study, review, and discuss matches with with people and so forth, and talk about how to do better, what to learn from the matchup, everything like that. So I've been starting that up as well. That's on here on this Twitch Sir_Retro08.
All right. And you guys, you know what I'm saying? You guys can catch me on the fifth flow.
Mm-hmm.
Catch me on the fifth floor. My Twitter is at mine of ShadowAce. Again, this is it's an open platform, man. So if you guys want to, be special guests here, if you're in the Georgia scene, especially in the Georgia scene, we like to definitely hear from you. But I'm thinking about branching out to other areas too, man, as well. Like I want to see how scenes operate in different states and stuff like that. Maybe there's some stuff that players can get off their chest, or they just want to just talk about their scene in general, because we got some good information on how the Bama scene uh, did it. And it's kind of similar to ours. Like it's very similar to ours. Like you guys were describing, Tim and Greg, y'all were describing how things go down over there, and that's kind of like how it happens over here. So I'm always interested in learning about that type of stuff, and that's what I like to see, especially for Georgia players. Just give them an opportunity to speak their piece, man. Say what they got to say, get their thoughts and opinions on certain subject matters, and we just go from there. So this is be episode 4. That will be archived on the Reboot gaming channel, I believe, at the YouTube SirRetro. Okay. Yep.
Correct.
Okay. Yep. It'll be he'll post up when the final version is ready. Because there were some audio hiccups here and there, but so Retro goes back in and edit those things, and he posts like a final version of everything sounding clear and crisp, for sure. And it's definitely been helping with getting through, doing certain chores and doing things, and just go back and just listen to the previous episodes and stuff like that. So once again, I want to thank all of the guests who have been premiering on this particular podcast forum. And again, if you're in the Georgia scene, you're listening right now, and you want to get on this, hit us up, man. Hit us
Yeah.
up. Reach out to Sir Retro. Reach out to me. My Twitter's open. You can send me a message, and we can get you booked in for a future show. But I kind of have an idea of who I want to ask for episode 5. But we'll see what happens though. But for right now, again, if you're interested in getting in on the show, man, just let us know, man. We'll see what happens. But that's gonna be it for us. Again, thank you for Ace Tim. Thank you, Magnegro. Thank you, Sir Retro. Thank you all the viewers that have been watching and listening. We appreciate all of that support. And this has been ShadowAce doing the Georgia Street Fighter 5 podcast community discussion. You guys have a good night.